Good afternoon, teachers.
Good afternoon.
Today we are going to talking about a little text of a paper called Investment, Financing, and the Role of ROA and WACC in the Value Creation. The name of the author of the article is Carlos Alberto Magno. And the team are composed by Marcela Segovia, Rodrigo Jara, and Futats, Rodolfo Gallardo. The structure of the presentation is composed by the introduction, proposition, remarks, and conclusion. A little conclusion.
Paper to paper. Construct a general model which decomposes the project into investment side and financial side, and two, quantify the value created by investment side and financial side. Proposal number 1. The boundary condition Fn Fn in function Rb and Ra equals MVP in function in Rb and Ra equals 0. It's general implicit function Rp equals Rb in function Ri, and implicit function Ri equals Ri in function Rb.
The proposition number 2 it's composed by for any acceptable interest rate A have two rules or no. The fifth is the MPV greater than 8 if Ri greater than 8, and the other rule is the MPV if MPV greater than 0 if Rb less 8, where Re is an investment rate and Rb is a financing rate.
Proposition 3. Cost of capital Q exit project if investment rate is greater than Q, or if financing rate is less than Q.
Proposal number 4. Assume the project balance. Dependent two rates, Ri and Rb. This is important. Not necessarily equal to Q. Q is cost capital. Can be divided into two terms: NPV, the investment, and NPV, the borrowing. That proposal provides to ratcheting between among rate and NPV. It's important. Values created by investment capital A at a greater rate than Q, cost capital in the investment period, and values created by borrowing capital B at a smaller rate than Q in the borrowing period.
The proposition predicts a rate return R have Ri and I is equals investment capital, and B is borrowing capital, and this R is the, and here we have the form of the equation. Here, accept the project if R greater than Q, and where Q is the cost of capital.
Proposition 6. Suppose the capital growth rate is not constant. The economic value created can be partitioned into shares, investment, financing, and net present value. Here is the project rate of return is capital weighted. Average of the rate of investment and financing. Q is the cost of capital is decomposed into investment and financing cost of capital. The cost of capital can be considered investment rates or financing rates, depending on the period. If cash flow is greater than 0, RT and QT are investment rate, and cash flow is less than 0, RT and QT are financing rate.
Proposition number 7. The economic value created by projects. MVP equals this term. It's a difficult, but can be separated into 4 terms. Value created is value created by equity in the investment period. Value created by debt in the investment period. Value created by equity in the borrowing period, and debt and value created with debt in the borrowing period. Number 1 becomes a number 2, and finally number 3. In number 3, NPP equals equity. This term is the internal rate of return of equity. This term is recurring return of the equity. This term is that. This term is the internal rate of the return of the debt. That, and this term is recurring return of the debt.
Return assets constitute an internal return vector and of the project with research, investment, and financing. Return assets.
Remember to start to equity holder value creation is given an MVP of equity. Here how the equation. The first added expresses the project economics profitability, and the second added disclose the effect of financial positions. The conclusion: the economic value of a project is a measure by net present value, and can be complemented with financial statement. ROA and ROA bear significant relation to the project NPV.